Hello students, good morning. Welcome to my channel. Today we are discussing your second lesson. Continue. We are not afraid to die if we are together. Your next paragraph. The roar increased to a thunder as the stern moved up the face of the wave, and for a moment I thought we might ride over it. But then a tremendous means very great in amount, explosion shook the deck. Shook means past distance of shake, vibrate. A torrent of green and white water broke over the ship. My head smashed into the wheel and I was aware of flying overboard and sinking below the waves. Torrent means fast moving stream of water. I accepted my approaching death, and as I was losing consciousness, I felt quite peaceful. Smashed means shattered or violent, broken. Okay, explanation of this paragraph. The thunder increased and the wave moved the stern up. They thought that it would not do any damage, but a huge explosion vibrated the deck. A strong, moving stream of green and white water broke over the ship. The narrator's head smashed in the wheel of the ship. He flew overboard and sank below the waves. He accepted that his death was approaching and started losing consciousness. He felt quite peaceful. Your next paragraph. Unexpectedly, my head popped out of the water. A few meters away, a wave was near capsizing. Capsizing means be overturned in the water. Her mast almost horizontal. The wave hurled her upright. Hurl means throw out, through with a great force. My lifeline jerked that. I grabbed the guardrails and sailed through the air into a ragdoll. My left ribs cracked, my mouth filled with blood and broken teeth. Somehow I found a wheel lined up the stern for next wave and hang on. Water everywhere. I could feel that the ship had water below, but I dared not abandon the wheel to investigate. Suddenly, the front hatch was thrown open and Mary appeared. We are sinking, she screamed, and the deck is smashed. We are full of water. Take the wheel, I shouted as I scrambled for the hatch. Scramble means climb, claw, ovens way. Hatch means doors. Explanation of this paragraph. The narrator's head popped out of water. The ship was about to overturn, but a wave turned her upright. His lifeline jacket was stretched. He grabbed the guard rails and sailed to the ship's mainfold. The waves tossed him around the deck. He was injured as his left ribs cracked, his mouth filled with blood, and he had a broken tooth. He found a wheel and lined the stern for the next wave and withdrew. There was water everywhere. The narrator could feel water below the ship, but he didn't leave the wheel alone. Suddenly, the front door opened and his wife, Mary, came screaming that they were sinking. She said, the decks are smashed, and we were full of water. The narrator handed her the wheel and climbed towards the door. Your next paragraph. Larry and her were pumping like madmen. Broken timber hung at crazy angles. The whole starboard means side of the ship. Side, plugged means swell, inward. Clothes, crockery, chart, tins, and toys. Sloshed means moved through, liquid with a splashing sound. In deep water, I half swam, half crawled in the children's cabin. Are you all right? I asked. Yes, they answered from an upper bunk, but my head hurts a bite. Said Sue, so means Susanna, pointing to a big bump over her eyes. I had no time to worry about bumped heads. After finding a hammer, screws, and canvas, I struggled back on deck. With the starboard side beast open, we were taking water with each wave that broke over us. If I couldn't make some repair, we would surely sink. Okay? Explanation of this paragraph. The crewmen Larry and Herb were pumping the water very fast. The timbers of the ship were broken and were hanged badly. The starboard of the ship had sunk. Clothes, crockery, charts, tins, and toys were roaming around in the water. The narrator swam and crawled to the children's cabin and asked the children whether they were all right. The children replied yes. Sue, his daughter, complained about a big bump on her head. The narrator didn't pay much attention to it as his major concern was to save them. The narrator found screws, hammer, and canvas. He went back to the deck. The broken starboard side was letting so much water in. If the narrator could not fix the problem, they would all sink in the sea. Your next paragraph. Somehow, I managed to stretch canvas and secure waterproof hatch covers across the gaping holes. Some water continued to stream below, but most of it was now being deflected over the side. More problems arose when our hand pumps started to block up with the debris floating around the cabins and electric pump short circuit. The water level rose threateningly. Back on deck, I found that our two spare hand pumps and had been arranged overboard. Arranged means pulled suddenly. Back along with the forestay sail, the jib, dinghies, and the main anchor. Forestay means a rope to support ships foremost, and dinghies means a small boat for recreation with mast or sail. Then I remembered we had another electric pump under the chart room floor. I connected it to an odd pipe and was thankful to find that it worked. The narrator stashed the canvas cloth and secured the waterproof hatch, which covered the gaping holes. Some water streamed, blew, and some was now deflected over the side. The hand pump was blocked as rubbish was floating around the cabins and entered it. The electric pump short circuit as the water level rose and narrator found to have hand pumps had been removed along with the rope, jib, a small boat and the main anchor. He found another electric pump under the chart room. He connected it to an odd pipe and it started working. The night dragged on with an endless, bitterly cold routine of pumping, steering, and working the radio. We were getting no replies to our midday calls. Midday call means word used to signal ship stuck in a disastrous situation through radio, which was not surprising in this remote corner of the world. Sue had swollen alarmingly. She had two enormous black eyes, and now she showed us a deep cut on her arm. When I asked why she had not made more of her injuries before this, she replied, I didn't want to worry you when you were trying to save us all. Explanation of this paragraph. The whole night was about the endless routine of pumping out the water. steering the wheel and working the radio. There were no replies to their signal sent over the radio as they were in the remotest part of the world. Sue's head was now more swollen and she had two big eyes with a deep cut in her arm. When, upon being asked why she didn't tell him about her injuries earlier, she said that she didn't want to worry him as he was trying to save all of them. Okay, I hope you understand these paragraph and next lecture on tomorrow. Thank you.